Let us begin. Here I am once again, Ed on the Bed podcast. This is Ed. I'm on a bed. Let's do this. And to get things started off, go ahead, find yourself my intro song for the episode. Intro song is No, Not Now by Hot Hot Heat. I got into Hot Hot Heat back in my indie hipster kind of phase that I was going into at one point in Miami. I'd hear them a lot at Revolver and Spider Pussy and IO Lounge and Soho Lounge. These are all names of places that you could hear that kind of music. Excuse me. Alongside, other songs of that nature, like The Strokes, and Rooney, and groups like that. So I'm gonna go with I love a lot of their songs, but I'm gonna go with No, Not Now for this one. I like the lyrics, and they make sense to me. So yeah, we're gonna go with that one. Anyways, let's get things started. So what has changed since the last time we've talked? I am officially now 34 years old. 3-4. So yeah, that's something. Have I noticed much of a difference now being 34 years old? Well, first off, let me just say, and I know I kind of thanked everyone already, but I'll once again thank you for everyone who wished me a happy birthday. Thanks for everyone who came out to party with me. I really appreciate it. I know I party all the time. I know I have plenty of excuses to party, and I invite all of you all the time to come party with me. So what's another night, really? But for y'all who have made it out on a Tuesday night, that I appreciate that, and all of y'all knew that. Like, if it's funny how at least those of you who know me or know me as of lately know that if my party's gonna land on any night, it might as well be on a Tuesday, because I love hype, which is the party that I go to all the time on Tuesday nights. If I'm gonna go out in the week, lately I'm not going out as much as I used to, but if I'm gonna go out during the week to go party, there's a good 95% chance that you're gonna see me at hype. Period. I'd rather go to hype on a Tuesday night than go out anywhere else on a Friday or Saturday night. That's how much I love hype. And so it was awesome that I got to have my birthday there, or a part of my birthday there. So yeah, that was great. Excuse me. But what have I noticed about being 34? Is there a difference? Do I feel anything? Should I realize anything? And I have, actually. I do feel older now, and I realize it because of Tinder. And let me tell you why. Because like I said, my birthday was on Tuesday. So before Tuesday, when I was still 33, for those of you who don't know how Tinder works or or just never understood the concept of the algorithm. Uh, and yes, and if I'm sure if y'all have listened to some of my previous episodes, y'all know that I use Tinder. I also use Happen. I actually prefer Happen more than Tinder, because it just seems more straight up. And if you've never used Happen, and you use Tinder, I recommend you use Happen, because you have this thing on Happen that's called a charm. And charm is like swiping right, but letting the person know that you swiped right on them. Which I think makes a lot of difference, because I'll get messages saying, oh, this girl sent you a charm, meaning that she swiped right. Let's say, in all intents and purposes, she swiped right. So she sent me a charm to let me know. And maybe this would have been a girl that I wouldn't have swiped right, because I wouldn't have just, if I'm just glancing, I wouldn't, I'm glancing at a picture of, her standing next to the Eiffel Tower or some bullshit like that. I probably would just forget this. But if I see that, oh well, this girl sent me a charm, let me check out her profile. Oh, cool. She seems some cool music, some cool stuff. I should give this a shot. So, yeah, I'm really enjoying Happen way more than Tinder. But let's go back to Tinder. Either way, so on Tinder, if y'all don't know how to work or whatnot, you have the preference section, and on the preference section, you choose. Well, first of all, you choose what gender you're interested in, and then you choose from what age range do you want to select from, which is anywhere. You can select anywhere from age range of between starting at 18 and ending at 55 plus. And then also what distance do you want to be searching through, which could be anywhere from 1 to 100 miles. I don't know what it is in kilometers, because you could also switch it to kilometers, but at least if you're using the miles, excuse me, if you're using the miles reference, then it's 100 miles. So with my search personally, I never care. I've never really filtered it or restricted it in any ways. So my age range says 18 to 55 plus, and my distance says 1 to 100 miles. So I basically get to see a whole range of people, a whole range of girls on my Tinder. But let it be known, because I don't think a lot of, you should realize this, I would think, if you're using Tinder, but I'm not seeing everyone that's on Tinder that's 100 miles from me, or that's it's in the age range that I'm looking at. No, I'm looking at people that are looking for a guy who's 34 years old. If that makes sense. It should make sense, because if you're using Tinder, you should know how this works. I'm not looking at all the girls in a 100-mile radius that want to hook up with, anyone. I'm looking at girls that want to hook up with a 34-year-old guy that lives, 5 miles from where they are or whatever. So yeah, and before, when I was 33, I'd go on my Tinder and I'd see profiles of, girls that are 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, a lot of young girls. Since Tuesday, in other words, since yesterday, since I've turned 34, all I'm seeing are profiles of girls in their 30s. Maybe a few 28, 29 years olds. But I'm not seeing any more 18, 19, 20-year-old girls, 21, 22, 23. I'm not seeing that anymore. So it's very interesting to see that for most young girls, the cutoff point for someone being too old is 34. Like 34, 33 is cool. They can maybe see themselves dating a 33-year-old, but the magic number is 34, and 34 is like, no, you're too old. You're too old at this point. We can't date. So yeah, that's that kind of it's news to me. It kind of woke me up. I'm shocked. But I guess I gotta get used to that now. I guess I gotta get used to just seeing search results for women in their 30s. Which I got no problem with women in their 30s. But I don't know. Like I said, I already have a theory that, you know, my theory, or I've said it plenty of times on other episodes, where my theory of dating, like, even if I were to get into a serious relationship, I don't see serious relationships lasting more than anywhere between 2 to 5 years. So most women that I meet in their 30s are kind of looking for something more permanent, let's say, or at least the ones I've met. I'm not saying they're all like that. Oh, they're not. I'm sure they're not. And I would imagine if you're on Tinder, they're probably not looking for that either. At least I would hope they wouldn't be looking for that on Tinder. I don't know. But all I'm saying is, that's my only separation from like my only hesitant dating someone in their 30s, and me being in my 30s. Like, look at me being the fucking hypocrite here, right? But whatevs. And it makes sense, because what was it, last week I was talking to a friend of mine, a female friend of mine, who also is a listener from time to time, and we were talking about this girl that I was interested in, who was in her 20s, in her early 20s, and it kind of just didn't work out, or it didn't materialize as I thought it was going to, and it was that explanation of, there's just a difference in me being in my 30s, whether even if I'm not looking for something serious, because I'm older, I'm expected to be looking for something serious, or I'm expected to be the one who wants to be into something serious and not casual. Even if I state I want to be in something casual, my age stereotypes me of being into something more serious, which makes sense, and I could understand it, and it helped me get through. It helped me accept the fact that it wasn't going to work out with this girl, so I had no problem with it, and I get the stereotype, but it also now makes me realize how, like, I'm not gonna fucking lie about my age, nor could I. It's like, I can't fucking get away, like, especially now I'm sporting this really cool beard, but the beard fucking ages me, so I gotta deal with it. But I don't know, I guess we'll see how things roll now in age 34, and see how things transpire, huh? But yeah, it makes me wonder, like, what should I date then? Like, who should I be not targeting, but who should I be approaching then? Because, like I said in other episodes, where y'all know the kind of scene I'm usually around, and what kind of girls I usually meet. And these are the girls that I usually meet are girls that are 20, 21, 22. And they are the ones that are going out, and they have a different mindset than not that I don't have a problem with their mindset. I'm just saying, if I meet them at a club or whatever, like I said, it's very it's very hard to kind of grasp something serious out of them. And not like, again, I'm not looking for something serious, but I'm also not looking for a floozy. So that's a big thing. Um, and could I see myself dating someone older? I'll say this: there was one night that I was in at a club, and I met this woman, and we hit it off. Um, we hit it off. We exchanged phone numbers. We made plans to hang out, but she's like a flight attendant, so she's always flying, and it ended up never. We never ended up like scheduling the right time. We talked through WhatsApp for a while, and then it just never really developed into anything else, and that was that. But I had added her on Facebook and all that, and she was very attractive woman. I thought she was probably in my age range, and I come to figure out through the help of Facebook, the other day, like Facebook announced that it was her birthday, and I found that it was her 48th birthday, which surprised the shit out of me because she did not look 48, but she was 48. And it wasn't one of these things where like, oh, maybe she typed something wrong into her Facebook or something and it's saying that it's 48. No, like people were thanking her on her posts and saying like, happy 48th birthday. Excuse me. And it kind of shocked me, like, wow, she's 48 years old. Like, that's insane. Could I see myself, like, imagine somehow it would have worked out with me and this and her, and we would have gotten along. And then I come to find out while we're dating that she is 48 years old. Would I have stuck around? Would that have made a difference? How would I have reacted to it? And I think I'd be cool with it. Like if we got along, it shouldn't matter, right? But I say that now. What would happen in the moment, So that's very interesting. And if anyone ever, if we're cool, if we're friends, and you're curious on how she looks like, so then you can also agree with me that she does not look 48. I'll show you like her I'm not gonna say her name out here but I'll show you like her pictures, so then you can kind of agree with me that for sure this woman does not look 48 years old. But it's surprising, and I actually met her at at Kika actually, which, like I said, I love Hype. Which Hype is the party they do at Kika on Tuesday nights. I love Hype. I love Hype. I love Hype. I love Hype. I love Hype so much that, like, I love the music. I love the place. I love everyone that works there, and I mean, I know everybody, and the from the bouncers in the front to the bouncers in the back to the waitresses to the bathroom attendants to the woman in the check coat room, the organizers, the DJs, the photographers. I know everybody in there. And no, it's not one of those like I'm bragging that I know everybody in there. It's more like I love that place so much that I've made an effort to get to know everyone there and appreciate what they do. Like, I'll go into the bathroom and I'll see the bathroom attendants, and I'll ask like the sweet old lady, "Hey, how you been? How's everything? Do we need a water? Do you want me to go buy you a bottle of water? Do you want anything? Are you sure? Are you okay?" Like the guys in the front, the bouncers in the front, I've gone across the street to the shawarma place, bought them all like fries. Like they take care of me. I'd like to take care of them from time to time, and I appreciate that, and I appreciate them because I know sometimes we all go out and you might find a bouncer that's a dick, or you might have to deal with a waitress that's a bitch or whatever. But these people, I guess because I go there a lot, I start to get to know them, And you gotta realize these people deal with fucking drunks on a nightly or on an almost nightly basis. So of course they're gonna fucking hate everybody. You know, I deal with drunks on an almost nightly basis. So I know how it is, how you just want to fucking hate people. I'll hate people. I'll hate people before giving them a chance sometimes. For instance, on the night of my birthday, I'm playing beer pong, and I'm a competitive guy when it comes to beer pong. So much so that at times, just to concentrate and not to hear the nonsense that's going on around me, I'll put in my earphones, listen to some music while I'm playing beer pong, and just zone everyone else out while I'm playing. And at one point in the middle of the game, some cute little girl comes up to me, and she's like, "Oh, you're Eddie, right? I was told I'm supposed. You're Eddie, like with all smiles and everything, all smiles and bubbly. You're Eddie, right? I was told I need to talk." And I just stopped her right there. I stopped her mid-sentence, and I said, "I have my earphones on. That means my ears don't want to hear you. Goodbye." I turned my back on her. I kept playing. Everyone around me started laughing because they thought it was funny. And the girl was just kind of shocked that I would do such an asshole thing, which was an asshole thing to do. I agree. But like I said, I'm so used to just dealing with drunks and people wanting free shit or people wanting to drink, you know, or let me have a shot on the beer pong game. No, I paid money for this beer pong game, or I'm betting on this beer pong game. Like, you're not gonna just walk in here and just drink my beer. That ain't happening. So I know how it is to deal with drunk people. And so any other people that work in the industry, I like to take care of them. There's other bouncers that I know at other clubs or bars that I walk by. I stay there to go talk to them and see how their night's going. I'll ask them if they need me to get if they want me to if they want anything from like the the newsstand or the kiosco, which is like the little I don't know. It's like a little chocolate store, candy store. I'll go that far out because usually these are the people that take care of me in the night, and we always gotta remember to take care of them. And if you can't take care of them by tipping them or whatever, just get to know them. They're usually having a shitty time at a place where usually everyone else is having fun. They can't have fun because they gotta fucking make sure no one's killing each other and no one's doing anything stupid. So just remember that when you do go out. Excuse me. But yeah, it's like I love all the staff there, and I love the only staff that I'm not a real big fan of are RPPs, for the exception of most RPPs. There's a few RPPs which are promoters, but there's a few promoters that I get along with here in Buenos Aires, but most of them I don't. I just don't. Most of them look like Jersey Shore looking guys, and I mean, come on, yo. Like, I can understand maybe 2007, 2008, 2009. You're trying to pull that look out, but it's 2015. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Stop it. Stop it. Stop spiking your hair that much. Stop it. In other words, this is the easiest thing. If you are a dude and you go to a tanning salon, you and me aren't gonna get along. We have nothing in common. I'm letting you know that right now. Whether you use a tanning bed or worse, a spray tan, guy, listen to me. Just let's not even try to fucking chat. Let's not even make eye contact, because we're not gonna get along. I'm letting you know that already. It's ridiculous. I don't get it. For a dude to be doing shit like that, I get dudes. I understand dudes that like. I get it. I understand like, oh, you know what? I went fishing. I was out on my boat, so of course I got a tan. Or I went out on the beach. I went on vacation to Cancun or whatever, so of course I got a tan. I work in construction or I work outside. I'm out on the fucking sun all the time. Of course I got a tan. Like, I get that sort of tan. If you're a dude, that tan makes sense. But if you're a dude and you tell me, I just came back from the tanning salon, I did a little 10-minute session there on the machine. No, brah. No, brah. Yeah, that don't sell it for me, bro. Like that no. Yeah, I just got this new I'm using a new fucking coating or whatever. I'm using a new fucking color on my spray tan. What is this olive too dark on me or like no, come on, bro. No. No, we're officially not talking. That's it. Do not approach. Do not approach. This conversation is not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. We have nothing in common. Although I will say this, I do have a suntan or a tanning salon story that almost happened. And this was in my Miami time, and I was hanging out with my Yema crew. I had a lot of different little crews and groups of friends that I hung out with in Miami, and one of them was my Yema crew, and they were these of all the crews that I hang out with, they were the more wingman-ish of the crews. Although like I mentioned, although my best wingman was my friend Lewis. If you wanted to go out with a group of 5 or 6 dudes to go look out for to go out to a club and we all meet up girls and we all wingman each other and we all help each other out, these were the guys to go out with. And one night, remember, I'm hanging out with my boys, and mind you, this is just to get this cleared, to straighten this whole thing out. This was more than 10 years ago, so just in case at this point everyone's single, no one's married, because some of these people are married now, but no one's married, no one was dating, everyone was single, so I'm not getting anyone in trouble, and I don't want no nonsense to hear later. Oh, no, everyone was single, so chill. All right. I'm hanging out with the Yema crew, and we're talking about going out. That they ran into. I was my friend Gia, my friend. Who else was there? I want to say my friend Aaron. I think 2 more people or 1 more person. I'm not sure. And we're all gonna go hang out. And they're like, "Oh, we're gonna go hang out with these girls that we knew from back in the day." These girls, yeah, and these are like Miami Spring girls. Which Miami Springs is a really weird, interesting place, cause it's like it tries to be Miami Lakes, but it's too Hialeah to be Miami Lakes. I know this is all references that you'd only understand if you lived in Miami, so I apologize, but it makes sense. Like, Miami Lakes is very preppy, Hialeah is very ghetto, but not like thuggish ghetto, more like just trashy ghetto, let's say that. Don't get me wrong, I have nothing but love for Hialeah. I love me my Hialeah. I love me my Hialeah going down 49th Street, hitting up Westland Mall, just chilling there. I love it. I love it. It's the best. Seeing who's hanging out at the Denny's, parking lot. What? Yeah. Anyways, um, so Miami Springs is kind of weird. It tries to be preppy, but you gotta be like you can't be that preppy. You know, you're not Miami Lakes preppy. But they're like, no, you gotta meet these girls. These girls looked amazing. We haven't seen them in a while though, so we don't know how they look. But these girls always looked amazing. It was these two sisters, and they were gonna bring friends along. So we're like, all right, cool. It's gonna be a good time then. So we go ahead, we meet up with these girls, and we go out to this place in Brickell, some bar in Brickell. I don't know the name of the bar, I don't remember, but it was like this really popular bar to go meet these girls. And these girls, the sisters looked amazing. They looked, how they're sisters, I don't know. They look nothing alike, but they both are gorgeous. They're just amazing. One's a blonde, just like, she's supposed to be Cuban, but looks as all-American blonde as you can get. Just amazing. And then the other sister's like, obviously looks Cuban brunette, looks just gorgeous as well. And I'm already looking at this like, oh man, we're gonna have a good time. And they only were able to bring along one friend though, and the friend, I mean, I don't want to sound rude, but let's just say she was, if you were to ask the girls like, oh, so what's up with your, describe me your friend, they'd say, oh, she's nice. So that kind of tells you like what the deal is there. And so whatever, we all dedicated ourselves to kind of just talking to the sisters the whole night. And we're at this bar. Oh, and there's a really good story about this bar too. I wish I remember the name about this bar, but I can't. I don't remember. And it was weird, as this place was popular. This place was banging. This place was like, the best way I could describe it for those people that live here in Buenos Aires, it was that everyone was in suits or in dresses. Like everyone was in suits. Like all the dudes were in suits, all the girls were like in nice dresses. It's like Rose Bar after office, but with less posers. Like these people were legit, not like Rose Bar where there's a lot of posers running around. This was like legit. These people, like, they actually make money, not fucking the jokes that, oh, let's all put in money for like, the cheap bottle of champagne. Happens a lot in Rose Bar. Don't pretend like it doesn't. That's a cheap ass bottle of champagne. I know what champagne costs. Everyone putting in money for that. Come on. Anyways, so this is a legit place. It's packed, everything. I gotta go to the bathroom. So I go to the bathroom. The line's ridiculously long for both guys and girls. It's just ridiculously long. I'm there waiting a good 15 minutes to go to the bathroom. No lie. So, and everyone's going, because these bathrooms are small, and there's only there's one men's bathroom and one's women's bathroom. And you're only supposed to go in there one person at a time, because that's how small it is. And the men's bathroom has a toilet, a urinal, and a sink. And there's no stall. There's no bathroom stall to separate the toilet from the urinal. They're just right next to each other. So there's nothing separating this. There's no, like, everything's in plain view, let's just say, in the room. And everyone's just using it one at a time. So there's like, I'm about to go to the bathroom. The two dudes behind me are like, guy, listen, I hope you don't mind. Can I know we're all I know everyone's just going one at a time. Can we all just go at the same time? I don't know if you care or not. Like, we just really need to go to the bathroom. I'm like, I really need to go to the bathroom too. And they're like, you could use the toilet, the urinal, whatever. One of us will pee in the other thing, and the other one will pee, if you don't mind, in the sink. Sounds disgusting, but if you think about it, you leave the sink running, it's a makeshift urinal. I really didn't care. I just really wanted to pee, and I understood where these guys were coming from because we were all waiting in the same fucking line. So I'm like, look, I'm just gonna pee. I'm gonna do whatever I gotta do. You guys do whatever you gotta do. That's it. So I'm cool with whatever. Like, let's just fucking. I'm cool with it. So we all agreed on it, and then, because the lines are right next to each other, the guys' line and the girls' lines are right next to each other, and one of the girls overheard what we're gonna do, and the girl's like, listen, this one really cute girl comes up to us three and goes, hey, I mean, hey, are you guys, I know I don't want this to sound disgusting, I don't want this to sound whatever, it's just I also really need to go to the bathroom, and this women's bathroom line is ridiculous. So can I go to the bathroom with you guys? You guys let me use the toilet, you guys can use the urinal or whatever, and but I really need to go pee as well. So we said, yeah, sure, we don't care. So we all went to the bathroom. The girl obviously peed sitting on the toilet. I peed right next to her on the urinal, in the urinal. And the two dudes, I guess they're friends or whatever, and they must have been really drunk. I didn't ask any questions. I didn't care. Both of them peed in the sink. And it sounds very awkward. It might sound kind of disgusting. I'm not ashamed of what I got, so I didn't care who I was pissing next to. And all I remember was, and this was a cute girl. Like, I didn't think anything wrong after her. I mean, it's only natural that we all gotta pee. And she, like I said, she's cute. I didn't mind. I didn't think it was anything sexual. I thought it was a normal thing. We're all gotta go to the bathroom. The lines are ridiculous. These bathroom systems suck. Let's just do what we gotta do and continue the night. So all I remember is we all finished peeing. Excuse me. And we all kind of like thanked each other. Like we all kind of like celebrated that we all beat the system somehow all together. So yeah, so you know how in life you always have those moments that something happens where you're not gonna forget. This is gonna be that memorable moment for some reason that you have with strangers because you both went through a certain ordeal or whatever. For some reason in my life, I will have this memory with three other strangers that we all used a tiny bathroom in some bar in Miami at the same time. That's just a memory I'm gonna have, and I'm gonna share with these people forever. It's a ridiculous one to have, but hey, it's a very there's only four of us that can say we went through that, so that's kind of cool. Anyways, let's get back to the story. So I get out of the bathroom, we're hanging out with these girls, and then the girls are like, hey, let's get, oh, these girls are like just amazingly hot, that I remember like they can go up to the bar and guys are just like buying them drinks, and because we're hanging out with them, guys are buying us drinks as well. Like because they're buying they're buying the girls drinks. They gotta buy us drinks because we're the friends of the girls. So we're drinking for free, and we're all drinking for free. All these guys with money are just throwing money around like it ain't nothing. So we're all having a good time, and then the girls are like, "All right, thanks for the drinks," and they're like, "Guys, do you want to go? Do you want to just go somewhere else?" So we left, and we went back to Miami Springs, and the girls own a tanning salon in Miami Springs. So we all went to the tanning salon. We're all there, and they have, it's like a regular tanning salon. Each one has its own room with like the tanning bed there, and one of my friends went with one of the sisters into one room. One of my other friends went with the other sister into one of the other rooms, and then I was drunk enough to the point where I'm like, maybe I should just tan while everyone's just doing whatever, right? So I started thinking about it, and I was gonna do it, but then for some reason, the friend who is the nice friend, kind of wanted to go into the room as well, and then I was like, nah, I'm okay. So instead, I went outside to I think one of us had weed on us. So I went with one of the other guys outside, and we went to go smoke. And sure enough, like a cop passed by. And Miami Springs cop, all cops are no jokes, right? But there's certain cops that I can get along with, like cops in Miami Lakes. Ask anyone who knows me from the Miami Lakes days. They know that I knew all the cops in Miami Lakes, that I got along with them. I even joked around with them. Hialeah cops you can get along with. There's certain cops you can get along with, you can talk to. There's other cops that you just can't. Miami Spring cops, they're not very friendly cops. They don't fuck around. And all I remember is right when we're about to, this is like 3 o'clock in the morning, right there, and this is like a very commercial area, a street with like a lot of small businesses and everything. Everything's closed obviously because it's 3 o'clock in the morning. We kind of walked a half block away from the tanning salon. We're about to light up. We see the cops pulling up, so we throw the joint out, and the cop just kind of stops next to us because obviously there's no one around. They see two guys. There's like in the middle of this, like on the sidewalk there, in a place where there's nothing going on. So the cop stops, like, "What are you guys doing? What's going on?" We look pretty drunk, so I'm I'm already like, fuck, we're gonna be in trouble. Plus the dude that I'm hanging out with, like, he was on probation. We were like, this is not gonna be good. And I'm drunk, but I'm also like, so I'm not gonna lie to the cop either. So I'm like, the cop's like, "What are you guys doing?" We're hanging out with the people over at the tanning salon. Obviously, nothing's on outside in the tanning salon, and everyone's in the back rooms. So it just looks dark and closed. So the cop's looking at us like, "The fuck are you guys talking about?" And I could tell for a good minute he's probably thinking, should I get out of my car and tell these guys something and check out their story, or should I just say fuck it, go with it, and go on with my day? And thankfully he realized that he wanted nothing to do with our nonsense, and he just said, "Alright guys, just take it easy and don't get in any trouble," and he drives away. And we fucking we relaxed, we searched for that joint,
we never found it. We went back to the tanning salon and waited for everyone to finish their business. But yeah, that's my story on how I almost would have had something in common with all these dudes who fake tan. Luckily, it never happened, and luckily, I still have nothing in common with them. So that's good, and I'm glad I can still say that. Yeah, but like I said, there's like really a lot of good stories that I have with There's really a lot of good stories that I have with the Yema crew. There was a time with the Yema crew and I where at its now some of them are kind of like, well, I'm not in Miami anymore, but those that are still in Miami, some of them don't get along with each other anymore, so it's not the same as it used to be. But at one point, it was like 12 of us in the group, and all I remember is we would all get out of work like 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. We'd all drive down to this apartment in Pembroke Pines where 2 of the guys lived at. Technically there was 3 guys living at that apartment, but we didn't get along with the fucking 3rd guy. I'll tell you about that guy in a minute. But we'd all go to the apartment. We'd all hit up the apartment complex pool. We'd hang out there for like an hour. From there, we'd all go up to back to the apartment. We'd either cook food or bring food or have delivery. We'd all take showers there. We'd all have change of clothes, so we'd all change clothes, and then we'd all get ready to go out and hit up a bar or hit up a club. Usually, we'd go ahead, get some beers. We'd play either dominoes or we'd play spades for a good hour or 2 while we're getting drunk. And then we'd either go hit up, depending on the night, we would hit up certain spots. But usually we were hitting up, throughout the week we would be hitting up Hooters, because half the guys in Yema were going out with Hooters girls. So the other half would just tag along so we could meet the co-workers and stuff. Which was awesome. I loved that. I loved how I could go to Hooters and I know the whole staff. I know all the girls there. I was in love with half of them. Well, no, let's be honest. I was in love with all of them, but half of them were already dating or had dated my friends, so I kind of, I had to write them off of the equation, and he'd have to go for the other ones. But to go back, let me tell you about that 3rd roommate up in there. The 3rd roommate was this weird dude who, he never was in the apartment. We'd always be there, and he was never there. Maybe he kind of hung out like once or twice, but even then he was very quiet, really didn't talk much. And only that, but he was whooped. He had this girlfriend, he was whooped over this girl, like just mad whooped. And he was always staying at her place. So basically, he used the apartment as like a storage space, I guess, or his closet, or a place to be at when he can't be at her place. I don't know. So, and he would always have, obviously, he'd always have his bedroom door locked, and he had an alarm to his bedroom. He actually had like a security alarm to get into his bedroom that was inside. Like, he was very into like his privacy, and we always thought that was kind of weird. Like, why have like this cheap little security alarm for his door inside and stuff? Like, it just, we were wondering like, what the fuck is this guy hiding, right? So one day it was like a long weekend or whatever, and then the power had gone out for a while, and then it came back on. but what because of it, it somehow, I don't know what happened, but like it affected the security alarm to the point where it just kept chirping, and he wasn't, and that roommate dude wasn't there. Like he was gone for the weekend supposedly, and we were there at the apartment, and it was driving everyone fucking crazy. So we're like, let's just fucking go into his room, fucking fucking destroy that shit, and that's it, man. Because it's making too much noise. It's bothering us. I'm sure it's gonna bother the neighbors. They're probably gonna complain soon. Let's fucking take care of this now. And we tried calling the dude. The dude wasn't picking up his phone. So we're like, all right, well, fuck it. Let's just fucking do this. So we go in, and one of the other roommates has a spare key to his bedroom in case of emergencies. Obviously, this was an emergency, so we opened up the door, and sure enough, we took out we fucking shut off. We took out the battery so it stopped making all that noise. And now all of a sudden we're in his room. So we start getting a little curious. We start wondering, what's the deal with this guy? Now, as much as, you know, we'd like to respect privacy and everything, and we understand this is in our bedroom, when you're locking your door and you got a security alarm at your door, like, why are you so paranoid, yo? So we start looking around. We don't see anything funny. We just see that the guy's kind of nerdy. That's about it. And he's got a lot of pictures of him and his girlfriend all over the place. And all of a sudden, we see his DVD collection. We're like, oh, let's see his DVD collection. So we start going through his DVDs. He has them all in like this case. Start going through his DVDs, and then there's this CD, right? This recorded CD, one of those recorded CDs, and on it, it's written "Stargazing." And all of us looked at it, and we all at the same time were like, how much you want to bet that this is a homemade porno? So, because who the fuck does stargazing? Like, this motherfucker, there's nothing in this room that says stargazing, or there's no telescope. Like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? So, we're all like, we all start thinking, like, should we watch this, or should we not? And a minute into the decision, we decided to watch the fucking DVD or the CD, and we put it in, and it ended up being a lot of pictures, but it was a lot of pictures of him and his girl, and they kind of would pose for each other. Like at one point, I'm guessing he's the photographer. At one point, she's the photographer, and they're all trying to do like a lot of sexual and sexy poses for the camera, which looked all ridiculous. Like the girl was really cute, but she's too innocent, cute looking, and she can't pull off, like, I know this sounds messed up and it's an invasion of privacy, and it's completely, it's not, do not do it. I don't recommend you doing it. Please respect other people's privacy. But this, like, don't, if you're gonna have, you know, homemade porn stash, don't write stargazing. Like, just, yeah, your roommate's with a bunch of assholes. Of course, someone was gonna fucking see it eventually. So we're seeing it, like, and then there's the pictures with him, like he's trying to be very fucking, like, mean mugging the camera, like looking really tough, and like it was just ridiculous. It was embarrassing. It was very embarrassing for them, and then for us as well, because we realized what the fuck we're doing. So we stopped. We fixed everything, and then we finally told him, like, we finally got a hold of him, and we told him, like, look, your security alarm was going off. We had to do this. He understood it. Not a big deal. He just never found out that we saw that the homemade porn there. So yeah, needless to say, we never saw him in the same light again. And even worse, so some of y'all, well, I would imagine, or most of y'all know that I'm into poetry and into writing and everything, and I've been doing that since forever. And I always like, I put my stuff lately. Y'all see that I'll put it on Facebook. Before I used to put it in other, methods. I'd put it up on AOL. I'd have it up on MySpace. I'd have it up on like these special poetry websites and writing websites. I'd have my work up on a lot of places because I love being able to show it to others and get feedback on it and see what people tell me and everything. And sure enough, I would do that on MySpace at one point, and I became friends with this girl, a really cute girl. I never got to meet her, nothing. We always made plans that we were going to hang out and write together because she was also into poetry and she was also into writing, and we got along and we met like that through MySpace. And she would anytime I'd throw up something, she'd tell me what she sees in my work and how could I describe things better. Like, she helped me evolve, and I really always appreciated her for that. And I would see her work, and her work always left me like, her work left kind of saw what I could be doing as well, and I really appreciated that. And we always hit it off and everything through MySpace. And one day, one of the roommates there hits me up, and he goes, "Hey, I was looking at your MySpace, and you're friends with this girl, so and so." And I'm like, "Yeah, I am. Why? What's up?" And he's like, "Dude, she used to go out with the third roommate." And I'm like, "Really? Yeah, that's how I know her. She used to go with the third roommate. Really attractive girl. She, really attractive girl, and he dumped her." Like, everyone always wondered like what happened, because he said that he dumped her, and like everyone thought that he was crazy for dumping her. Like, at the time, his current girlfriend was really cute, but this girl was so much better. And he dumped her, and everyone always wondered like what's up. So the guy's telling me, next time you talk to her, like, find out what the deal is. And I'm like, all right, I guess I'll ask. Sure, why not? So sure enough, the next time we're talking there, I go to her, "Hey, so do you know so and so?" And I mentioned the third roommate's name. She's like, "Yeah, that's my ex." And I'm like, "Oh, because I'm friends with his roommates. I don't really know the guy, but I'm friends with his roommates." "Oh, so you know so and so and so." I know I'm not using names here. I'm just kind of trying to protect certain people, but I'm like, "Yeah, of course." And they're like, "Oh, yeah, no, those guys were pretty cool, everything." And they're like, "Yeah, yeah, they're cool. I really don't know your ex-boyfriend though. He's, no offense, he's really weird. He doesn't really hang out. He doesn't do anything." She's like, "Yeah, I know. He's really weird. He always wanted me to stick shit up his ass." And I'm like, "What?" And he's like, "Yeah, anytime we would try to have sex, he wanted some sort of, fingering of the anal. He wanted always something anally going in because that would help him get erect." And I just thought that was weird, and I wouldn't do that. And then eventually he just finished a relationship because of that. And so when I heard that, if seeing him in homemade pornos made me not see him the same way ever again, after that, that's like, man, alright. Like, all good. Everyone has their own sexual preferences. Everyone can enjoy what they want. I have no problem with that. It was just a little surprising. That's all. So, good for him. but yeah, it's kind of weird hearing that again. Maybe she was a maybe she lied. You know, she's a an ex-lover who just felt burnt and she felt like she needed to say this to start a rumor or something. Who knows? But it was very weird for her to just say that, and it was just very. It made sense. I'll say that. I heard that and I'm like, well, you know what? I think I can see that. I think I think I kind of got that vibe in some of the porno pictures that I saw. So, I guess now things make sense. So yeah. Um, but let's go back to the group, the Yema Crew. The Yema Crew, man, it was an awesome time. One of the best stories was um we all well one of the guys rented out a house in the Keys, like in Key Largo, because there's this thing in the Keys where it's the Regatta in the Keys, where it's just basically um everyone goes out on their boat out in the middle of the water, and you go party on these sand dunes and like little islands and everything, and you get drunk as fuck, and you're kind of like all the boats are all tied up together, so you're jumping from one boat to the other. It's an awesome time. And we always wanted to do it. And so one of the guys rented a house in the Keys, and he's like, look, I rented the house in the Keys. Let's all put in money. We'll also rent out a boat, and we'll go out and we'll have a blast. And we're just going to fucking tear this shit up. So we're like, all right, cool. I, at this time, was kind of bumming a bit, so everyone just kind of covered me and like covered my half of the expenses and everything. I really always appreciated that. So we went out to the Regatta. We went to this house. The house was amazing. It had, I think all 12 of us went out that at that time to that house, and I think man, who like one guy brought like 4 girls out to the house. My other friend Aaron brought out like some model that he met in Mexico on a trip that he had kept in contact with through emails and stuff, and and she came to come visit him. So we brought her to the house, and this girl was gorgeous. She brought her other model friend out to the house. So we have these 2 Mexican models running around. We got these 4 other girls running around. I don't know who the hell they were. Alcohol all over the place. Insane time. Just everyone's going crazy in this fucking house. And the next day, we're all going to go out to the Regatta. So we rent out the boat. There's a whole bunch of rules, because obviously anyone renting out boats there, they know, fuck, these guys are probably going to try to take it out to the Regatta. So they're giving us all these rules, how, there's only 2 people allowed to be on the boat. Everyone needs to have life vests on. You can get into trouble if you don't, blah, 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 a whole thing. So we're like, yeah, sure. They take off from the dock where they were going to rent the boat. They take it out to another side. We meet them down like a mile down to the next mile marker. We all hop into the boat. We all swim out to the water to hop into the boat. They take us all out to the Regatta. And I'm telling you, it is amazing. It is amazing. It is the best time ever. I'm sure there's stuff on YouTube that you can look up. They do it once a year or twice. I don't know how many times they do it a year. Just Regatta in the Keys. Like it. We brought this big, those Gatorade pitchers, those big ones that they have like at sports games that they later dump on like coaches and shit. We brought one of those, and we made our own rum punch basically. But basically we threw we threw like 6 different kinds of liquor into that fucking Gatorade pitcher. This fucking huge. It must have been like, I don't know, but it was this the one. It's the size of the ones that you have at a fucking professional fucking sports game, at a professional football game. We had one of that, and we're carrying it all over in the water, like just fucking like just giving like girls are drinking out of like the dispenser there, like just it's amazing. I'm walking through the crowd. I run into the Hooter girls, who I all know, and all of a sudden I'm partying. I'm just surrounded by Hooters girls in the fucking water. It's amazing. Then Aaron hits me up. Aaron tells me I gotta go back to the boat, and he talks to me and he's like, I met this girl. She's really hot, but I'm here with the Mexican girl, and I don't want to be with the Mexican girl. I really want to be with this other girl. So can you wingman this for me? Can you grenade for me right now? I said, of course. Why wouldn't I? So here I am. I'm here with the Mexican chick. He's like trying to make out with some girl that he just met, who props to him, you know, he's doing what he wanted to do. But the Mexican girl was way better looking. He's making out with the girl like behind other boats and shit like that. Then my friend Nelson shows up in his jet ski, and he didn't have a permit for his jet ski, nor did he have a life vest. Plus, he had alcohol in the jet ski. He gets arrested. Like an hour into being in the water, he gets arrested. Just gone, done. And everyone's just jumping from boat to boat, getting drunk as fuck. Everyone's getting high. There's fucking some people are doing coke. It's fucking crazy ass time. And all I remember is, fuck, we gotta return the boat. We only had the boat until fucking 5 o'clock in the afternoon. We gotta return the fucking boat. Actually, the boat needs to return before fucking sunset. So, we all hop in. We all get into the boat. And, of course, we gotta get dropped off, like, right before we get to, the dock where the boat was rented from. So, we get to this place. We jump. And now the sun's already setting, and we realize, fuck, they're expecting this. We gotta get the deposit back. So we don't even get left off at the same place. He just, our friend who's driving the boat, Adrian, just drops us off like wherever immediately he can, and we get dropped off in the worst, soggiest place in the fucking water. Where, yeah, we could walk towards, you know, to the fucking land, but we're walking through just seaweed, and there's nothing more disgusting and grimy than walking through seaweed, and you don't know what the fuck you're gonna step on. Like all of a sudden you'll step on a rock. Someone is just disgusting, and like the girls don't want to walk on this either. So like I have like the girls are getting on our backs just so they don't have to walk on that. So it's like, oh my god, it was just a mess. But then we get back on land, all good, take the party back to the house. There's so many good stories that happened just on that trip alone, and I wish I could remember most of them, to be honest with you. All I remember, the one thing that just seals the deal is on that trip, and I'll leave it at that note, was the one song that came out, and maybe this should be a closing song. This will be the closing song, but the song that came out around the same time that the Regatta was going on was Me and You by Cassie. Just fucking awesome. And that when that song played at like was because one of the boats had a fucking DJ on it, and he's fucking playing music, and when he put that song on, like I said, that song had just came out, and when you'd hear it at the club, everyone would go crazy. All the girls would go crazy. But in the regatta, in the water, surrounded by girls, that I was surrounded by the Hooters girls, all in their swimsuits, and that fucking song comes on. It's no lie. Ask any of the Yema crew about that moment, and that song. If I just hearing that song just takes me back there. So I highly recommend, if you ever get a chance to do the regatta, please do so. Please do so. Please do so. It's well worth it. Anyways, I think I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm already past the hour mark that I usually like to kind of leave things at. Once again, thanks for everything. Thanks for the well wishes, and yet again, I did have the scheduled interview, or the scheduled podcast today with our friend Silvana, who we've been expecting forever, but again, schedule conflicts didn't make it happen. Hopefully we'll work it out soon. I don't want to promise it anymore, so let's just keep doing what we're doing. I hope you enjoyed. Until next time. And again, thanks for everything. Take care. Bye.